And we are live on a Monday.
It's Monday, man. After a very long weekend, welcome to the Legends Clubhouse. I am Bobby Kaboose, as always, with the PIC. Lawson Turner, what's going on, man?
What
Been a
is
while.
going on? It has been a while. We were supposed to do it on Friday, however, due to technical difficulties, alarms, people forgetting what day it was, all that
Dude,
hoopla.
I was in Central Time, so I was way thrown off, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't even know what to do right now. If I set this alarm, is it gonna like, does it automatically go to Central Time, or do I what kind of math do I have to do? What time do we start? I know, it's an hour behind. Like, am I
Mm.
supposed to get up at 6:30 and do this shit?
What equation do I have to use to fucking do the time?
Exactly. What kind of fucking Einstein shit do I have to do to be able to be here and do a show? And then
Mm.
we had the ambition of doing it Saturday, and that just wasn't gonna happen. But I went down south. I was sort of near you, I think. Like, well, maybe a state or two away.
Mm.
I was in Tennessee. We went down to Cashville,
Ooh.
Smashville / Nashville, um, for a few days, and checked out the Music City, and had a blast. So I am back, but I've been off of social media. I haven't looked at anything. I haven't looked at any sports,
I bet it's
anything
been
that's going on. So I'm out of the loop since last Wednesday.
I bet it's been
I've been out
great.
much.
I bet it's been like just a giant sigh of relief.
Yeah, it was, man. It
Mm.
was nice. It was, just visiting my uncle down in Nashville, and my cousin, and my uncle's wife. Um, and they were great hosts. Dude, so I found out that have you ever watched, like, Full House?
Yeah.
Okay, so, like, the original, not
Yeah.
Fuller House, not that bullshit that's on Netflix, but Full House. Okay,
Yeah, there
so
was yeah.
do you know about Uncle Jesse's overseas success?
Not that I can remember off the top of my head.
Okay, so Uncle Jesse has a band called Jesse and the Rippers,
Hmm.
right? And they have a lot of success in Japan. They go, like, number one in Japan, and for, like, a cover song. And so they have a huge success, and they have to tour Japan and all this shit. I found out, I'm outside my cousin's bedroom, and there's a couple things on the wall. There's a couple CDs, and I find out that my uncle is similar to Uncle Jesse. He went on tour in the UK, and I was like, dude, that's pretty cool. And he was like, he's like, it's not that big of a deal, and I'm like, no, it is. How many
Right.
people get to say they get to go on tour in the UK? So just like, I can name a bunch of other shit that I'm better than you for. Not you, but, like, you as in general. Like, I am just a better person than all of you out there. And is that I have an Uncle Jesse that toured the UK. How many people can say they have an Uncle Jesse?
Nice. Did to dive into specifics, what were a lot of some of the things that you did when you were in Nashville?
So we went, the first night we were there, we got there, of course we drove down, and it took like 9 hours to drive, which, as long as it's less than 10 hours, I'm good, man. I'll do the drive, because if you do the math, right? If I were to fly down there, it's probably a 2-hour flight, but you got to get to the airport 2 to 3 hours early. So that's already 5 hours. Then if you check a bag, like, somebody I know, because she can't just pack a single small bag. She's got to bring a bunch of shit. So, you're checking a bag, and so
Mm.
you're probably waiting, close to a half hour to an hour
Mm.
after. So that's like, what, 6 hours at that point, and then you have to, get your ride. So you're essentially only saving, an hour or two,
Yeah.
right? So, I don't mind driving if it's up to that point, and it's a little bonding experience, right? So we
Yeah.
get there Wednesday. We go to the mall, because we got a little Got there a little early because we were picking my sister up from the airport, and then we had to check into the Airbnb and all that shit. So anyway, we were about an hour and a half early, so we go to the mall, just walk around. I got an early Christmas or early Christmas. That's you. Early birthday present because today is my birthday eve.
Ooh.
Um, I am officially today only. I am 37 and 364 days. So
Mm.
tomorrow is the day that I turn 38. So I got an early birthday present. Then we ended up going to my uncle's house to have dinner. We hung out there. Then we went to a little one of his friends were performing in a band, so we went and saw her perform that night. Thursday we kind of took it easy. We went out to lunch, and we went to the pool, hung out at the pool, and kind of just stayed in the rest of the night to kind of recoup from the night before.
Mm.
We were all a little bit, hungover from being the first night there. Friday we went to Broadway and went bar hopping there. Went to a rooftop bar. My brother-in-law, he rode a mechanical bull and his inner thighs were all fucking bruised to shit the next day. Um, what else did we do? Oh, dude. So apparently, not only did my uncle tell us this, but somebody else a bartender told us this.
Mm.
To apparently, there is a big problem in Nashville with Roofalin. Um, for most people, they call them roofies. They should be calling them floorsies because you're more likely to end up on the floor than the roof. I learned that from The Hangover. So, but sometimes, you got to go find Doug on the roof as well. So, apparently there's a big problem with people getting roofied at bars in Nashville. So that's a thing,
News to
Well,
me.
yeah, none of us got roofied. And we were even told that they roofie the guys so that
Right.
so that they can take advantage of the girls. Like it's crazy. Like
That's
there's like a
insane.
whole I guess there's a whole playbook on it. I don't know. Um but anyway, so we went to Broadway Friday. Saturday, we went over to my uncle's house for it was his birthday last week or the week before, so we had like a little belated birthday party for him.
Mm-hmm.
And then we bounced at like 5:45 in the morning and got back in the area around 3:30.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, have you ever been to Ohio?
No, and I don't
Okay.
want to.
Dude, Ohio, and I'm from Michigan, so we already don't like people from Ohio. Um, Ohio from top to bottom smells like absolute shit. Dude, and like I'm not just saying this to talk shit and blah 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 blah, but it fucking like it smells like fucking cow dung, dude. The entire
Yeah.
fucking like it is gross. Um, it's a terrible state. I drove past this or through this fucking stupid ass fucking town. That and it's a fucking terrible place. I don't know why
Mm.
anyone would live there. And
Right.
you know,
I mean the only
it's we'll drive through. There's nothing to see.
right. I mean the only thing there is the Pro Football Hall of Fame, but that's it.
Yeah, Cedar Point,
Yeah, that's
and
about it.
but yeah, dude, the whole state just smells like shit.
Mm.
So it's like these 4 hours of just smelling shit. Just imagine that. Just like,
Hopefully you
yeah,
roll.
man.
Hopefully you roll with the windows up.
Oh, of course, dude. I'm not gonna let that fucking nasty ass polluted air get into my lungs. Um, so
That's
no, but
funny.
imagine taking the biggest shit of your life, and instead of leaving the bathroom, you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna take it. I'm gonna soak this in for 4 hours.
Nah, I'm
And
good.
imagine it's not your shit that you're taking in.
Ooh.
Sometimes people can stand the smell of their own shit. Imagine if it's somebody else's shit that you stay in there for 4 hours.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good.
But I do want to say, man, I did make this observation,
Uh-huh.
and I'd like your opinion on it. Whether whether you're a guy or girl, single or in a relationship, young or old, the fucking stupidest shit
Oh god.
that you can fucking wear are cowboy boots. They're
They're
fucking ugly. They make you look like a fucking idiot, and they like
uh
they
mm,
like there's 5 letters that describe people that wear cowboy boots,
mhm.
and it's BASIC. They are basic. Like I was like, man, like
And I
you
bet in
stand up,
Nashville you saw them everywhere.
yeah, and it's not by anyone that lives there. Like you want to stick out like you don't belong like at a place, like wear some fucking cowboy boots. I was telling my girl, I'm like, thank God you don't fucking wear cowboy boots because all these women that are wearing cowboy boots look stupid as fuck.
It's so
Like,
funny that the majority of them they'll go like a quarter to halfway up their calf, and it's just like,
yeah.
what? Like, you think those are comfy? Like
But
I
dude,
know, like I know them bitches like the shoes. That shit stinks when you take them bitches off. Like they got fucking sweaty feet under there.
I'm all about like my girl's got some high boots. I'm all about it. But cowboy boots
Nah.
like specifically look dumb as fuck.
Yeah.
They just look dumb, dude.
Did,
You look so basic, and you look like you're trying too hard, and oh my god, I'm here at a bachelorette party. Let's put cowboy boots and cowboy hats on. Like you look
funny.
dumb.
Did you
You look.
did you see any with stirrups on them?
Oh, dude. So um, I was telling I made a joke, and I have nothing against these people, but we have to stop traveling during Pride. Like we did this last year too, and yeah, I did see some stirrups on
That's funny.
someone,
There was
but it was more of a how do I describe it? A Brokeback Mountain situation.
right. That's
Yeah.
funny. One of my boys, he went out Saturday night and he texted me. He said, uh, it was something along the lines of, "Bro, I didn't know I just went out and they just celebrated like a whole pride parade." Because he said there were just like flags and all kinds of stuff. Once again, he has no prejudice towards he just wasn't expecting the flags and the crowd. And I was like, "Oh, you mean you were late to your
Yeah.
party? Just tee hee." And then
Haha.
yeah, haha.
Surprise.
Even even more of a funny story. Later that night, about 2:20 a.m. because I remember, I got a FaceTime from him. Didn't answer, and I was like, "Oh hell, he's fucking shit faced." I I call him back an hour later, and our mutual boy Nick picks up the phone, and I'm like, "Yo, Nick, what's going on?" And then I said, "Yo, where's Wance?" And then he said, "Oh, he's crashing the fuck out." I said, "Oh yeah, he called me about an hour ago," and he said he's crashing out on the couch. Walks the FaceTime over to him. He's face down on the fucking couch, and I said, "Oh damn, he's asleep." This motherfucker Nick goes, "No, he's not. Watch." Walks over, smacks him on the fucking face, and says, "Phone for you." And then I'm like, "Yo, that is
Jeez.
fucking insane." And then it's like, "I'm sleeping, fuck out." I was like, "All right, dog, I love you too. I'll talk to you later." And then what's even more funny, I called him. He called me the next day, and we were just shooting the shit. And I was like, "Do you remember anything you texted me or whatever last night?" He was like, "No." I was like, "Oh, well, you called me at 2:20 in the morning." He said, "No, I didn't." And I'm like, "Check the fucking call log."
Dude, we used to call my boy Sam, like every night that we would go out
Yeah,
at like 2 in the morning, and it got like he at one point he would answer, but it got to a point where he would purposely not answer, so we would leave him a voicemail because we would always leave him a
yeah.
voicemail. The next morning, he would play the voicemail back. Dude, there was points where we would be at like a Ram's Horn or something, like at like 2:30 in the morning eating, late night snack, and we would pass the phone around to everyone in the restaurant, and they'd be like, "Fuck you, Sam," or say whatever. So he would have like this 3-minute voicemail
That's
of just like
awesome.
random people fucking saying shit to him.
That's so funny. I remember.
I
So
remember. So,
I'm sure you know this. You've been around the block a long time. Everyone,
hmm
when they get drunk, some people get into just the angry, want to fight. Some people mellow out. Some people just want to argue. Some people turn into the "I love you man" or the "I love you
Yeah.
guy." One of my boys, Ashton, he went to Vegas in 2019, 18, somewhere around there. And his first only time going to Vegas, right? And I told him because we're super fucking tight, and I said, "Hey, we do not have to tee hee and send goofy memes back and forth. You're in Vegas, go do
Right.
Vegas stuff, right?"
Yeah.
It was him and like three, four other people. This motherfucker FaceTime. He calls me from a virtual roulette table. And I'm like, "Yo, what's good? How's Vegas?" He said, "Hey." I'm like, "What you do?" The first of all, if I answer the phone, the first thing you say is, "Hey." I already
What are you, the
know,
Fonz?
dude, for real,
Happy Days?
dude, for real. And then so we're chopping it up. We're chopping it up, and once again, he's playing virtual roulette. And I'm like, "Yo, you better go find a table." And so, we're chopping up, whatever. He was like, "No, stay on the phone with me. I'm gonna walk back to my room." And I'm like, "Oh god." And then it was like throughout the whole 5 to 8 minute walk back to his thing, he turns into the "I love you, man." And I'm just like, "Yo, you're in Vegas. Go do Vegas stuff."
Dude, I had a buddy and my old group of friends that would get drunk and I mean we would all get drunk, right? But
Right.
like, dude, he was Mr. like fucking high five, dude. High five. I'm like we got to like there would be times where I'd be like, dude, Sean just fucking he's high fived me like 15 times already. Like dude, and I call him out on it once because we would always just joke around
Right.
and like about it to each other. And then like one time I was like, I go, bro, I go, you gotta stop fucking high fiving me, dude. Like you've high fived me like 26 times already, and we've been here for 20 minutes. I'm like. And
That's
then
awesome.
like he was about to again, and then he like realized what he was doing, and he got like all sad. And I'm like, you don't have to be sad about it. Just stop, dude. Like we're cool. Like I don't need to keep high fiving you. Like,
You saw the twinkle leave his eye when he was like,
dude, yeah,
"Aw,
dude.
you don't want to high
Yeah,
five me."
like
It's funny.
that little twinkle in his eye, and like
Yeah.
that little like, oh man, go get it spirit. Like it just left his body, and now I think he might be in a gutter somewhere dead or something, just because he can't high five anyone anymore.
So sad.
Um, yeah, I mean, I may have like killed his existence. Um, but. Yeah, I mean, I'm
That's
just
so
joking about
funny.
that, but
Yeah.
yeah, he like it was. He got like super sad when he was like, oh, like for real, like
It,
fuck, man, like
I can't high five nobody. You're just you.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. And he was just like it was like kind of just like his hand was just like I don't know what to do with my hands, like.
there's no other hands to greet me.
Like, yeah,
That's
like
so funny.
I got my drink in this one. Like, what do I do with this? Like, it has a mind of its own.
Mm,
But I didn't realize that Nashville is like it reminded me of Vegas because like so much foot traffic, dude. Like at
yeah,
night, Friday night, man. Like it was like okay, once you get in this crowd that's moving this way, like
we're going that
you
way.
yeah, we're going this way, and then you got to peel off if you go into a bar. The weird thing though is we went into some of these bars, like we probably went into like 5 or 6 bars,
Mm,
and we would have like a drink at each one and leave. But like most of them, we could walk in and get a table like right away. Like it was just like everyone outside, like just the amount of people just walking outside, the party buses that go up and down the street.
uh-huh.
And shit. I mean, it was an atmosphere, it was a vibe, and it was cool and all. But like, I, I would like to go back for the simple fact that I have family there,
Mm,
and my uncle knows, he knows a lot of people. And he's like, yeah, like you can go out, during the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and see really, really good bands
Mm-hmm.
with like not many people at the bar, and you can kind of just chill. So like that's the only reason I would like to go back is actually because of him, and he knows the non-touristy places to go.
Yeah.
So oh, but other than that, man, I would be like, if I didn't have family down there, I would probably be set on Nashville. Like, it's a
Mm-hmm.
cool place to visit, but like, you know,
Yeah.
it,
The
it it's crowded, bro.
mhm.
Super crowded.
E- Especially when like it's that kind of city where there's so much live music you can go see every night. There's probably,
Yeah.
17 different live performances, just whether it be, you know in wrestling terms, a bunch of mid card to lower card bands, and then, I'm sure, damn near every night there's at least, some semi popular band, popping off.
Well, he was saying that like like the I'm just gonna throw this out
Right.
there. This is not fact or anything, but you can see, say the guitarist from Kiss
Yeah.
on a Tuesday night
Mhm.
with his other band at like a dive bar in front of 10 people. So you're seeing these like people that are on like platinum records,
Mhm.
you know, on a random night at a random bar with
Mhm.
with their solo band, and so that aspect is really cool. I think, like,
Right.
you can see these very famous musicians that have had a lot of success on a random Tuesday, which
Mhm.
again, I think that's cool. But like for like a Friday, Saturday night, man, like I'm like, fuck, dude, like there's so many people around. um Drinks are expensive as shit. I ordered four drinks for us, and my sister, the bartender was like, "Do you guys want to make it a double?" And my sister's like, "Yeah." So we make it a double. Fucking $112 later for four drinks. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man.
what
And
what the fuck were they serving?
and then my girl's like, she asks, because we were all taking turns of just buying rounds at different bars. She's like, well, how much do I tip? I go, look, we're only getting one drink per place. I go, 20%, fuck that, like we're gonna be spending way too much. I go, put $1 per drink. That's how it used to be. That's how the old school used to be. Dollar
Right.
per drink. If you feel bad, $2 per drink. If it's expensive, like the $112 tab, I only tipped $8. You can call me cheap. I don't fucking care. They're fucking for drinks, and that you served me once. Like you're making enough money on other people. Like,
Dude, for real.
they're probably making $1,000 per night. On the
On like the strip.
weekends. Yeah,
Yeah.
on the weekends, dude, 100%.
That's so funny because, yeah, like if you're doing 20% on $112 four drink, like, order, I'm not tipping you
Mhm.
$22. I'm not tipping you 22,
No,
$23 for four
no.
drinks.
Fuck that. When we're just gonna leave, like,
We'll be
right
here.
after.
We'll be here 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. We were drinking a little slow, so
Look,
it was more than 10 minutes. Well, we would spend like 45 minutes at each bar. But like it was like, okay, we're not taking up your tables. We're not doing this. We're not spending a lot of time here, not ordering drinks. Like
mhm,
you literally helped me for 30 seconds, dude. And it wasn't like you brought the drink to me. Like I went up to the bar and grabbed it, and so, but
that's funny.
it was kind of funny. Like so, the last bar we go to, we leave and we're trying to get an Uber, and these Ubers are fucking idiots. Like we were already pre-warned. Like walk a couple blocks, get your Uber down there. So we do, and this fucking bitch calls us. Well, no, like for real. She calls us, and she's basically yelling at us because she's like, "You're not at the location that you told me, dude." We are standing under two parking garage signs. It was like very, very odd. Like we were right at like a corner. Like we
Mhm.
saw the two fucking street signs, We're telling them exactly what corner we're on, and she starts yelling at us as if we are stupid. So I grabbed the phone and I called her a fucking bitch. And I was like, you should know this shit because you actually live here. Um, and then we hung up and canceled the Uber and got a new one. But it took us fucking forever. Like we
That's
were
so
all kind of
funny.
getting like kind of agitated with the Uber and with each other because we were drinking and just like what people wanted to do. And so we finally get an Uber, we finally get home. Well, when we're in the Uber and almost back to the Airbnb, my sister realizes that she left her camera at the bar.
Ooh.
So her husband ends up calling the bar. Obviously no one answers. He leaves a message. He goes, they have those like scooters that you can pay. I don't know if they have those in Georgia.
Yeah.
So he goes to get a scooter. He pays for it to go back to the bar. He pays for it. After he pays for it, the app says, "Oh, these aren't available after midnight." So he paid for it. Like it doesn't say it before you pay. It says it
Right.
after. So he ends up running back to the bar, which is like a mile or two away. It was about because we looked it up. It was going to be about 22-minute walk.
Right.
And
He's
he
like,
runs
fuck it,
back
I
to the
gotta
bar,
run.
and they surprisingly they found the camera and they put it behind the bar, so they got the camera back. But
Awesome.
also in the pouch of the camera was a jar that my sister stole from a bar. It was like a little mason jar with a fucking pink cowboy hat on,
Nice.
or cowgirl hat on. So she got a little souvenir. She was trying to be
Mm.
sneaky and snuck one off the bar and put it in her little camera bag for a souvenir. But so we were also like I said, we were at these. Well, you mentioned I think right before we went on air that you saw my girl's snaps or Snapchats and there was some weird books and shit. So we were at a gift like a row of gift shops, right?
Mm.
And going in each one. Well, nature called, and dude, I had to fucking like, I was gonna about to shit my pants, and so the only place that was around that had a bathroom, or that I could make it to, happened to be called the Rainbow Room, or was attached to a Rainbow Room. And I'm like, shit, like, I'm like, do I like, so I go over there and I tried to open the door. Well, they weren't open yet. Or you actually needed a key fob to get in, which
Mm.
was kind of weird. So like I kind of walked down the strip and there was, this gay couple there, and I was like, hey, I was like, do you guys have a bathroom in here? And they're like, oh, just keep going down this way to the clinic. And I was like, oh, okay. So I like one of them let me into the clinic. I used the bathroom there. But when I came out, I'm pretty sure it was like one of those like prep clinics for like AIDS and stuff. So that's where I used the bathroom. I
Nice.
was like, thank you very much. And
That's
it was
so
an
funny.
experience.
I
It was an
remember
experience.
I remember the first time one of my boys came down. He was living in Baltimore at the time. Uh he came down and we were kicking it. We were driving around about to get something to eat. We pull into Zaxby's. I don't know if they have Zaxby's up there. It's basically a
No,
chicken finger chicken joint, right?
yeah.
Um, so we pull in, we order. We're about to pull out of the fucking parking lot, and he says, "Oh fuck, dude, hold on, I gotta take a shit." So he fucking puts in reverse, goes out, gets an actual parking spot, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna leave the car on." I doubt it'll take me long. I'm just sitting there chilling, and I'm looking, and I see the times going and going and going, and I'm like, bro's in there for like 45 minutes, and he's like, dude, I ain't ever been to Zaxby's before, but I hope they let me come back, cause I just blew their shit up.
Dude, we were at my uncle's house on Saturday for a little get together or whatever with some of
Right.
his friends and stuff. Well, his wife made me a spicy margarita, and I think it was the spice that did it. But like, dude, like my stomach started turning, so I'm like, all right, let me go use the bathroom. Use the bathroom. I absolutely fucking blow their shit up, dude, like bad. and I spray and stuff. I look like the dad in Friday. Come in here for a second, Craig. Let me talk to you for a second.
Spraying the
Uh,
lights all down.
yeah, every time I go in the kitchen, you're in the kitchen eating all the pig's feet,
Yeah.
all the all whatever the line is, right? Now he's like, I smelled your shit for 20 years. Now you can smell my shit for 20 minutes. Anyway,
So funny.
so I'm in there and hear a knock at the door as soon as as I'm flushing it's my little cousin. My cousin is my youngest cousin is 10. So um so she's knocking. I'm like, 1 second. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, it's fine. So I flush the toilet, wash my hands, open the door, and I go, Vivian. I was like, you might not want to go in there. And she's like, it's fine. And I was like, all right, just warning you.
It's your
She
funeral.
went in there. Yeah, she went in there like a champ. And I'm not sure if I didn't see her after, so maybe she passed out. Maybe she didn't survive. But, oh, so get this,
That's
dude.
so
So,
funny.
um, we're all sitting there bullshitting. And no pun intended, but after that, um, so we're sitting outside, and my uncle's wife is telling us this story about like those plastic like playhouses that are probably
Yeah.
5 by 5 and just yay high, and they're
Mm.
for kids to go inside, play, whatever. So, when my cousin was like 5 or 6, she said this was about 3, 4 years ago. So she was around that age. All the neighborhood kids, would play in this playhouse, right?
Right.
And my cousin would never go in it. Like she was just like, I'm cool. Like I don't need to go in there. Blah 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 blah. So her mom was like, "Hey, like, is there a reason that you don't like the playhouse?" And so she responds with, "It's too busy." And like, too
It's too
busy,
busy.
yeah. Her mom's like, "What do you mean it's too busy?" Well, she goes, "All the dead people go in there," and she's like, "What?" And she's like, her mom's like, "What do you mean?" And she's like, "Yeah, the people that walk around like this." And like fucking roll her eyes back in her head, dude. And her mom's like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "All the dead people go in that house. The ones that are walking around the yard all the time." And like her mom like freaked the fuck out. And she basically was like, "We got to get rid of this thing," and just fucking like
That's
called someone to come
so
fucking pick
funny.
the shit up.
That's so funny, dude. So the childhood, the first house that I can remember like growing up in for probably until I was, I don't know, 7, 8, whatever. When we moved from the first house that I remember growing up into, next house, uh, I guess that original house was like haunted or something. Cause my mom told me that my sister said she said like those scary monsters didn't follow us here, mommy. And I was like, yo, what? What the fuck was
Yeah.
going on in her room? I was gonna say, dude, cause there was kind of not paranormal shit going on, but like I remember this one time, and it was the most vivid, I guess, dream ever. Like it was a real old house, and it had like these wooden stairs that creaked every fucking step, dude. I remember this one time I on everything I love, it felt like it was real, but I guess it was a dream. I was just asleep, and it was just dark in the whole room, and I could see like the outline of like how if a light is on in a room, you can see like the outline of like the
Yeah.
light coming out. All I could see was
Yeah.
the outline of the fucking door in the corner, and all I heard was like just this heavy ass footsteps just coming up the fucking creaky ass stairs, and I just can't move, and I'm like, dude, oh, what the fuck paranormal
Uh,
shit's going on in here, dude? But fuck that.
Dude, so when we went on vacation, my girl's in the bathroom like showering,
Mm,
and I heard someone say one word. I don't know what the word was, but it was just something.
some.
Like I didn't know if my girlfriend was calling me or what, but like I didn't say nothing, and it wasn't her voice, right? And it wasn't my sister or my brother's voice or my brother-in-law's voice.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What the fuck was that?" And so I when my girl came back, I didn't say anything. We had, I was a little under the influence, but I didn't say anything because I didn't want to freak her out and anything. But like, so I told her the next day, and no one believed me. And I was like, no, I'm telling you the truth. Like, I heard something last night. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was in my head, but I did hear something.
Yeah.
But but no, man, so the first house that I moved out in, we rented a house, and the one of the first nights I was there, I'm hanging my clothes because we had just moved in. I was
Mm.
hanging my clothes in the closet, and my back is turned to the whole room, and I had a nightstand with a lamp on there, dude. When I tell you it. It was like someone hit that lamp with a baseball bat. That lamp fucking flew halfway across the room and fucking landed on the ground. And I was like, what the fuck was that? The window was, it's not like the fucking big gust of wind came through or anything. So that happens. The first night that I spend there, this is more explainable, but the first night spend there, my two roommates did not spend the night there. Like I was the only one fully kind of moved in,
Mm.
and so it's like 3, 4 in the morning, and I start hearing this fucking eerie ass music, dude. Like no fucking joke. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? My first night in this fucking house. I'm by myself. I usually sleep with the like probably most normal people. They sleep with the door closed. I had the door open just so I could fucking see, if whatever. This fucking music was freaking me the fuck out. So and it got to the point where I'm like, dude, like what the fuck is this? And I have to get out of my bed to check to see what it is because it's not turning off.
Right.
So I creep around the house, and it ended up being one of my roommate's alarms.
That's
That
funny.
from his stereo or something, but it was like the eeriest music anyway ever, dude.
Mm.
It freaked me the fuck out. Anyway, fast forward maybe a week or two, couple weeks. I'm in the kitchen doing dishes, and there's there the garage, say the garage is right here,
Mm.
the kitchen is right here, and there's a sliding door. So uh, if you walked from the garage to the sliding door, that would be a straight path.
Right.
So I'm doing the dishes, and one of my roommates comes behind me, and he's like, hey man, whose footprints are those? I'm like, what? So we look on the ground, dude. There's wet footprints that are about this big, like, and obviously we're fucking three grown men. Like, we don't have fucking small feet like that. And it was from the fucking garage to the sliding door.
You
Fucking,
like yo what?
what the fuck, dude? Like,
It's
absolutely
so
crazy.
funny.
And this is like, this shit wasn't the only time. Like, when I was in high school, I was over a buddy of mine at the time, his house, and his parents were gone, and his brother had somebody over, and so we were in the basement, and his brother's buddy was like, "Hey man, I gotta take a shit. Like, which bathroom do you want me to go in?" He's like, "Oh, go the one upstairs." He's like, "Okay," so he goes upstairs, does his business, comes back down, and he's like, "Hey man," he's like, "Your mom, like I said hello to your mom, and she just stared at me." And he's like, "My mom's not home, dude. She's working till whatever time." And he's like, "Well, there was some woman sitting at the edge of her bed that I said hello to," and we were like, "What?" So we all fucking ran out of the house, fucking bounced, and went to the mall
That's
for a
so
few hours.
dude. One of my mom's cousins the house he's living in. It was like his grandparents' house or whatever. The few girls that he's dated, like they swear like they've seen like their like nanny's nanny fucking just like walking around the house,
Dude,
or like dude that weird shit. He posted a video on Facebook probably, I don't know, like 5 6 years ago. He has a camera like overlooking his porch. You just see
mm,
like a spectral thing just like glide across it, and I was like, yo, what the fuck is that?
yeah.
Some crazy
Yeah,
shit.
100%, dude. And my girls even said, like, like we have like this little I guess tribute or something to like my mom in the living room,
Yeah.
like the urn is there and a couple just pictures or whatever. And like she's been downstairs like getting ready to come upstairs, and I've been already up here. And she's like, there was something like a presence or something, and it did not feel nice. And she's like, you kind of got freaked out a little bit and shit. And I was like, and I've been in my bed, dude. Like, there was a point where I heard someone say something like right in my ear, and I woke up and like there was like a fucking like shadowy thing that fucking zoomed across, and I was like, what the fuck was that?
That shit's fucking OD.
When I was a kid, man, when I was real little,
Mm.
well, not real little, but like when I was like 7, 8 years old, I was
Yeah.
at a buddy's house, and I saw I swear I saw um a ghost go into their hallway closet, like just walk right through the door, and I was like, what was that? It fucking
All that paranormal shit's fucking OD, dude. Like fuck
dude, it's
that.
awesome, man. It's awesome. But yeah, but they ended up with the little playhouse. They ended up like spraying holy water on it and shit.
They called a
Um,
priest to fucking light some sage and shit in the
well,
corner.
they didn't call it priest. They just got the holy water. But
That's so funny.
they
Was it like the scene in the Lost Boys when they just bust in the church with the fucking squirt guns or holding it in the holy water,
probably
interrupting the
probably.
fucking sermon?
But yeah, but my uncle's wife had told us that she like he had seen like a figure at the end of the driveway dressed in all like fucking like 1800s gear,
Was his
dude.
head like
And
this?
like, no, just he was just standing there for a little bit. Like,
That shit-
it's
all
weird, bro.
that goofy shit reminds me of like 2016 when they had like the killer clown shit going around.
Yeah, dude,
That shit's
that was
fucking nuts.
real.
We, that was real. We were in the living room. This was like last week. Me and my sister just hanging out while my nephew's taking a nap. We're just chopping it up out whatever. He's got this little toy piano where like you can hit the keys, but over it's like fuzzy, and
Yeah.
it's like in the bottom of his little ball pit. So so it could. Only thing is, we're just sitting there chilling, and all we heard was ding, like a keyboard key. And I'll look at him like, yo, what the fuck? And Lydia's like, yeah, this will just randomly go off throughout the day. So we were just talking about whatever, and then it shit you not, it went like it set off like 8 keys, like ding, 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 ding. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on over there,
Fucking Undertaker's coming.
dude? For real? Like, dude, I
But
don't
yeah,
fucking know. That shit's nuts.
shit's wild, dude. And like my sister's one of her ex-boyfriends, they used to take care of a house that was across the street because
Mm.
the couple like died in it or whatever. I don't know. But like they would say when they would go in there, dude, like they would hear the piano start playing and shit, and like just voices and stuff, and like they were like, yeah, the people fucking just haunt it. And I was like, but I have a theory. Like my mom was like, she was like an angel on earth, right? But she
Yeah.
was like the nicest fucking person in the world. Um, and I always joke now that since she's a ghost, she's now evil, just like Pet Cemetery. Like you come back evil. So like, I was
That's
telling my girl like,
funny.
yo, you better get out of that fucking living room. Like she's probably like, get out of my house, and
She's
shit
watching.
like that.
She wants to be alone while she watching whatever's on the TV, dude.
Right.
That's so
Yeah,
funny.
dude.
Speaking of the Undertaker, did you watch Night of Champions while you were in Nashville?
Dude, I didn't watch anything. What we watched was we watched Shark Night,
Banger
which
movie.
you
Banger
seen
movie.
it?
I love that fucking movie.
Okay, because I believe I've seen the last 15 minutes before. I don't know where, but like I remember the shed,
Yep.
like when he's like hanging and he
Mm,
sets the dude on fire.
it's a banger
Spoiler
movie.
alert. Um, and then we watched Shark Bait.
No.
And that one was about five people that like steal two jet skis, and they fucking dude, they're in the ocean, and they somehow crash the jet skis into each other, and I'm like, fucking idiots. So that's just, and then obviously the shark picks them off one by one. Um, but we watched those. The next on our list is Meth Gator. That might be a banger movie.
Is that like
Um,
Cocaine Bear?
it looks like it, dude. Like there's two guys that have like sacks of meth that are getting arrested, and like one drops one in a river, and the gator starts sniffing and shit, and then eats it, and then his eye goes from normal to red.
That shit's
That's
so
just in the
funny.
trailer, but that's the next one that we're gonna watch.
That's
Um,
hilarious.
but no, I didn't catch any wrestling at all this
Mm-mm.
weekend. I heard Punk had a great promo on Friday, coming out as the Doctor of Punkonomics or something.
Yeah.
And the Night of Champions happened. So you can fill me in if you want.
Uh, Cody beat Randy for King of the Ring. Uh,
Which he doesn't need. It's just to pick up, set him up for SummerSlam, which we don't want to see.
one of my boys. It was so funny because I was thinking about you when he texted me this because I know how much you hate Cody Rhodes. He texted me and was like cool for Cody, but he's starting to get on my fucking nerves. And I'm like, yeah, he's like, bro, he's like in my face too much. And I'm like, you're right.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. Jade beat whoever she was going against for Queen of the Ring. Uh
Asuka.
yeah. Solo got the US title from Fatu.
They had another fucking. I saw that they had another Samoan
Yeah, that
debut.
yeah, they introduced. I think once again, I was on and off watching it, but I once again, if you miss anything, just look up Wrestle Ops on Twitter. They, they're really on point with their shit, especially when it's like live going on. Cause I come back and I see Solo holding the belt and two other Samoans. I'm like, who the fuck are these guys?
Yeah, I think they're
Um,
getting too many Samoans, dude. Like, you don't have to sign every Samoan under the sun. Like, I'm just like, dude, like, I don't mind like the bloodline storyline, like, but like when it, you know, I like Jacob Fatu. I don't think I'm gonna ever like like Tama Tonga's funny because he's like,
yeah.
but Tonga Loa I don't care about. The new guy, he's got a similar name now,
Hmm.
um, to one of those guys, and I'm just like, dude, I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
there's
Uh,
just Samoans. It's like going to a family reunion and being like, "Hey, ma, what are these people's names again? Like, who are my cousin's kids? Like, who are the how are these people related to me?"
how are these people related to me? Um, Rhea beat Raquel.
Raquel,
She had a crazy what the fuck is Rhea's finishing move called?
Riptide.
Yes, she had a riptide off a horizontal table that was like on top of the fucking top rope, and I was like, damn, this shit's crazy. Um, then Sami Zayn beat Cross. And then,
In that either.
huh?
Like, well, I don't understand why you would have Cross lose, but
Yeah, and
uh,
then Seth tried to cash in, but in the middle of the Punk Cena match, but uh I feel so bad for Charles Robinson, the 5 foot nothing ref, cause
that's
he's
the only thing I saw that clip is him just getting bounced.
cause fucking he's always the one to have the long ass fucking run down, and then Cena just bulldozes his ass, and then
I wonder if that's a rib on him. Like if they fuck with him and they're like, dude, you're gonna be doing the run every
oh,
time.
dude, it was so funny because a couple hours later he tweeted out like, "Yes, I'm okay," or something like that. Just fuck with the audience and stuff. And then Rollins, of course, would be the reason. Well, one of the reasons why Punk lost, because
Yeah,
yeah. And apparently Rhea's supposed to open the show tonight, which
sounds promising.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's I was thinking about rewatching it, but I'll probably just look online. And I knew most of the results, but I just didn't watch it.
Yeah.
But it'll be I I hope Cena just beats Cody at SummerSlam again. Like I said, I think we talked about this on Wednesday or on Tuesday last week. Because like yeah, Cody Rhodes is just getting shoved down everyone's throat, dude. Like he doesn't have to win every fucking thing. He didn't have to win the Royal Rumble twice. He didn't have to win the King of the Ring. Like he's already in the main event picture. Just have like you can somehow do a different story without him winning every fucking thing under the sun.
Yeah, cause like once again, I guess it's the era. Like there were only like four dudes that ever won two Royal Rumbles, and then for the longest time it was Punk was the only one that won two Money in the Banks. And
Yeah.
obviously as time goes on, people are gonna do that stuff,
Right.
but it's kind of like when how I compare it, and I'm not comparing this to this, but in retrospect, like Lamar has two MVPs. And it's like, okay, do you really want to put him in the class if he's going to have three MVPs and is flamed out in the playoffs a bunch of
Yeah.
times? So for Cody, it's like, okay, well, he's already, a superstar in the wrestling world. And then you're going to
Right.
put him into some of the elite company of, okay, Universal Champ, multi-time Royal Rumble winner. Now he's on the well, it's not a short list, but the list of, the King of the Ring winners.
Right.
In
And the
which,
thing is too is he's only been relevant for like 3 years.
yeah,
Like
like,
in WWE, in WWE. Like
right.
beforehand, like he was fucking Stardust, and he wore a mask and like
Yeah.
all this stupid shit, and he was a mid Carter where he belongs. And now you're like, oh well, he comes back, and now we got to get him all these accolades that he didn't have before in his 10 years in WWE or whatever the fuck it was beforehand.
Yeah.
Like it's just too much and too little of a time frame for me.
Yeah, to where because he came back what 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Something like that.
Yeah, and then he immediately had his dope beef with Rollins, where he tore his
Hmm.
pec and had all that hoorah hoorah stuff. And then it's the finish the story stuff, and then
Yeah.
and then it's the I'm the quarterback of the locker room and all that jazz. So it's
Right.
like, well, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, like I
It,
said, dude. Like I
this
said
shit's
then,
not
and like I
sticking.
said now, my dad never won the goddamn world championship. Why does that have to? Why is that a thing? Like a lot of people's dads didn't win it.
Right.
Like The Rock's dad never won the world championship.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know.
my dad, my dad never won a Super Bowl. I'm not gonna win a Super Bowl. Like
I don't know the whole like I'm right there with you to where like Cody's now starting to get like on because once again to me it's like he's so popular in the crowd with like his entrance and the pyro and it's the
mhm.
but I don't know I'm right there with you as to where he's starting to get a little Roman 2020 like 2019 ish
Yeah.
to where it's
And
like okay he's
I
just gonna
don't want
win.
to sound I don't want to sound not patriotic, but like I just like when people wear the American flag, I find it very corny.
Yeah.
When they have American flag type shit, like I don't know, like and it's not just like ring gear. It's like my buddy like had softball gear, like his cleats and like all of his stuff was like United States flag stuff, and I'm just like it's it's weird, man. I don't know.
Yeah, like unless you're a MMA fighter that's coming out, like like with his flag draped
Yeah.
around you, I think that's separate to
Or if you're
where
on Global Guts,
right.
you don't know what Global Guts is, so
No,
don't
I'm
ask.
agreeing with you.
Don't say right and ask like you know.
I can't just agree with you, just agree with you.
No, man.
Oh well, shit.
You got to be like, what the hell is Global Guts, and then I'll tell you.
What the hell is it?
I don't want to tell you now.
Oh, well, fuck it then.
Oh,
It doesn't matter.
it was a game show. It was a game show like American Gladiators, but for kids in the '90s. So, Global Guts would like they had Guts and then they had Global Guts. Global Guts was different countries competing. So you had your kid from the U.S. and then you had like 10 to 15 other countries that would compete and they would keep the standings and stuff. It's pretty cool
That sounds pretty
for a
dope.
kid.
Yeah,
And then as a kid, you're like, man, I would go on there and dominate these stupid little kids. Like they
bro.
can't get up the super aggro crag in less than a minute and a half. I can run up that shit, dude.
I
Oh,
remember.
they're gonna throw fucking like they throw fucking glitter at you to be like snow. Oh, you hit me with glitter. I can still fucking move. Oh, you're
Dude,
gonna hit me with a fucking foam rock. It's not gonna stop me. I'm gonna get
There,
up there and I'm gonna fucking hit that buzzer and win that fucking piece of the glowing aggro crag.
there were
Check my
so
time, Mo.
check my time. There was so many fucking like game shows on like Nickelodeon growing up, and I'm like, y'all are just fucking idiots, dude. Or like Wipeout was super fucking popular. American Ninja Warrior, that shit was OD. I was like, yo, this shit's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
that the gas network like became really popular when I was a kid, like the games and sports
uh,
for kids or whatever. So they had like Global Guts, they had or Guts, Global Guts, they had Double Dare, they had Legends of the Hidden Temple, Finders Keepers, Get the Picture,
just all kinds of
um,
stuff.
Wild and Crazy Kids. It was awesome.
That's
It was a
awesome.
great time to be alive.
That's awesome. Now we got like 5 minutes left, and I know you said you've been tapped out since Wednesday, but we got Nerfies to do,
We do, and I think I lost again the last time because
and I'm
I
on that
picked
ass.
yeah, I picked the fucking Tigers, and Scooble let up. Actually, I think there was 4 runs total in the game that I picked the first inning, so it
Yeah,
wasn't like close. Um,
fucking yeah. I'm 12-6 now, and I got you at 11-7, unless my math is wrong.
um, I have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. I have 8 losses. No, Jesus,
Damn, boy.
11-8. So you might be missing one.
Yeah, I'll go back and check the tapes. I'll just give me an extra loss. Fuck it.
Yeah, man. I've lost 3 out of I've lost the
Feels.
last 3.
Uh,
I've lost 4 out of the last 5. So I need to turn this around.
you do need to turn this around ASAP,
I need to
Rocket.
turn this around for the people. Do you have one while I load my
You know what? Since you lost
no.
last week, I'll let you get the first pick.
Okay, fine.
I'll let you get the
Um,
first pick.
who's pitching today? Who's pitching today on this Monday, this magnificent Monday? I don't want to go to work, dude. Um, Let me go here. I don't know, probably the most obvious game on here I'm gonna pick is the team that's formerly known as the Oakland Athletics are playing at 7:35 against the Tampa Bay Rays.
Hmm.
Jacob Lopez is going. He's a left-hander. He's 2-4. We don't care about records, but he's got a 3.56 ERA with 55 strikeouts for the Athletics. Versus Drew Rasmussen. He's a right-handed pitcher with a 7-5 record, 2.45 ERA, and 72 strikeouts on the season. So, Athletics and Rays, A's and Rays.
A's and
We'll go
Rays.
with today. A's and Rays.
I got a funky one.
Oh God.
At 6:35, give me the Phillies and the Padres. For the Phillies, Zach Wheeler's on the mound with a 7.3 record and a 2.45 ERA. He also has 126 strikeouts, which is fourth in the MLB. Now, for the Padres, Matt Waldron is on the mound. If you're a casual, who the fuck is Matt Waldron? Well, he throws one of the rarest pitches in the entire MLB, a
The
knuckleball.
Eagles? Oh.
He throws a knuckleball, and it is his first start since he shit the bed against against the Cubs. However, the Phillies are not the Cubs, so he
Hit the bed.
hey, that was his last start, March 4th, and this is his first start since being reassigned to the minors, and we're gonna get some funky knuckleball action tonight.
That's a horrible pick. Anyway, um, check us out. We will be back on a normal schedule this week. Last week was a little chaotic with my little mini vacation, so this week we'll be back on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 7:30 Eastern Time AM. So, grab your breakfast, your Captain Crunch, enjoy our show while you get ready for work. Or if you can't catch us at that time, we always post it up on YouTube under New Leaf News. Check us out on all platforms as far as Instagram, X, and Facebook at New Leaf News. Check out newleafnews.network or .com. Both of them take you to the same great site. We have daily content, whether it's sports, betting, entertainment, horoscopes, politics, gaming. We have a phenomenal team that, of 8 or so, and we're growing by the day.